Hello guys, this is Zombie, and today we will react to the fourth episode of Napoleon series by Epic History TV. As you can see, the webcam is of better quality than in the other episodes, and my thumbnails added some progress, at least compared to the first uploads. And so if you want to support me, you can subscribe, and if you like the video, watch the video before, but don't hesitate to like it. And also I have, as it is the fourth episode, I will put it in the info bar, either here or here. You will see appear now Napoleon series playlist of all my reaction to this series. So if you don't want to miss an episode, you can watch it. And one last thing about the channel is that I will publish a bit faster, because I did like one every 4 days, but I think that's too long of a delay. So now this video normally should be 3 days after the last one, and I will see if I do even shorter delays, but for now I think 3 or 2 days is good. And I don't want to do too short of a delay between videos, not because that's too much work, but because that's I think that's overwhelms spectators. I see many reaction channels that do a lot of content every day. They upload like 3 videos or more per day. I think that's too much for someone. You don't watch several videos of the same guy every day. I mean, usually for most people. So it's nothing that's good right either. So we'll try to find a balance, not overwhelming, but not too much delay either. And just one thing about content, and before starting the video, I do, as you see, my four videos for now they are all Napoleon series reaction, but I will do non-Napoleon stuff, historical stuff, but also non-historical reactions. So if you like other type of content reaction, you can follow also my other reactions. It will be on the same channel, but also if you are only there for history videos, reactions, I will still publish a lot of historical reactions. So don't be surprised if you see a non-historical video, but about other matters like, I don't know, news, video games, or we will see. And so I think I said everything. I didn't forget anything. And let's go for this video then.
An Epic History TV BMF Productions collaboration. In 1796, at the height of the French Revolutionary Wars, a young French general took charge of a ragged, demoralized army in northern Italy. It was his first command. Many expected him to fail. Instead, in just 1 month, he won his first brilliant campaign. With astonishing self-confidence, boldness and energy, he led his army to victory after victory, transforming the war in Europe, winning praise from a grateful republic, and forging a legend. This is the story of Napoleon Bonaparte's first campaign, and the dawn of a new age. August 1796. The war between France's infant republic and the coalition seems to be tipping in France's favour. In the Vendée, General Hoche has brought the 3-year royalist revolt to an end. This appalling civil war has cost an estimated 165,000 lives and is the bloodiest chapter of the French Revolution.
Yeah, it cost a lot, and this is sometimes referred as the Vendean genocide, because the people of Vendée, this is the region they are showing, a lot of them were killed, including not only the people that revolted, and especially the men, but also innocent children and women, and also innocent men. So yeah, it was kinda bloody. While these people, they just wanted their because they were very religious and attached to their region, and the French Revolution and French Republic were very anti-Catholic, and they also didn't like regional cultures, so there was naturally a clash. And you can see, the French Republic was pretty brutal on people, and that's this thing is a legacy. It's a first French Republic, but we are at the 5th now, and there is a continuous legacy for Republic with this bad legacy about anti-local culture, and our local cultures were almost completely eradicated and replaced by a solely national culture, and also the anti-religion and especially anti-Catholic spirit of the first day of the revolution still kinda survived to this day, to a smaller extent, but still, they mostly were successful in destroying the Catholic identity of France. So not very good.
Bourbon Spain allies with France. They will combine forces against their common enemy, Great Britain. In Germany, the armies of General Jourdan and General Moreau have crossed the Rhine and are advancing on Vienna. While in Italy, Napoleon's stunning victory at Castiglione has sent the Austrians scurrying back to the Tyrol. Napoleon can now resume his siege of Mantua, the key to Italy. But he'll have to start over. The Austrians have used the interlude to drag away his heavy guns and demolish his siege works. In summer, the pestilential marshes that surround the city are lethal. The Austrian garrison has been decimated by disease, mostly malaria.
Yes, we underestimated, but in past wars, usually most of the casualties weren't a casualty on the battlefield, but because of illness. And here you can see a very good example of that.
General Serrurier, commanding the French siege, also contracts the disease. He returns to France to recover and is replaced by General Sauge. Sickness and a shortage of equipment once more plague the French army in Italy. Even the heroic General Massena asks to be replaced, citing ill health and exhaustion. Napoleon rejects his request. Despite these problems, the Directory in Paris orders Napoleon to attack as part of a grand strategic offensive against Austria. He is to break through to Innsbruck, join forces with Moreau's Army of the Rhine, then together invade Austria and force Emperor Francis to sue for peace. Napoleon faces an enemy of roughly equal size. So he plans to use speed and concentration of force to fall upon Austrian troops in the Adige Valley and clear the path northwards. His opponent, Austrian Field Marshal von Wurmser, is under immense pressure to relieve Mantua. His staff believe that recent fighting has left the French army shattered and incapable of offensive operations. So the Austrians planned to make their own advance. Rather than try to force his way past French troops in the Adige Valley, Wurmser will keep Davidovich in a defensive role, while he leads a wide outflanking march via the Brenta Valley and Bassano to reach Mantua from the east. There he will link up with its garrison. And when Napoleon comes south to face him, he will be caught between two Austrian armies.
Also, as I said, don't underestimate the Austrian very good. That's just that Napoleon is so much superior, so that's why they often look foolish, slow, not very good, and doing a lot of blunder, but that's because of Napoleon. But they are good, the Austrians.
The Austrians begin their advance on the 1st of September. French forces begin their advance the following day. Massena pushes up the Adige Valley, with Augereau taking a tougher, mountainous route on his right. General Vaubois marches around Lake Garda to join them, with one brigade crossing by boat. The forward Austrian outposts are driven in, and by the 4th, 3 French divisions are converging on Davidovich's heavily outnumbered force, near Rovereto. General Victor leads the main attack straight up the road, driving back the enemy centre. Meanwhile, French light infantry swarm up the sides of the valley to outflank the enemy. It's a tactic the French will use again and again to force the Austrians out of strong positions in the narrow passes. The Austrians are driven up the valley towards Davidovich's main camp at Caliano. As Napoleon remarks, this position should have been impregnable. Sheer mountains either side of a valley floor that's just a few hundred yards wide. A small castle and wall add to the formidable natural defences. But its defence has been left to a single, shaken Austrian regiment, which is given no time to prepare. When the French hit them with speed and numbers, they give way. Massena's troops break through to the main Austrian camp, where soldiers, expecting a much longer respite, are preparing dinner.
Here you can see Napoleon, and keep in mind, you can see he goes so fast. The execution of his plan goes very well. There is no issue like, oh no, the logistic is so slow, we need to wait, or oh no, we saw the map wrong and stuff like that, or he's wrong about the enemy because he is out of date with intelligence and stuff like that. You see him, he's so fast, execute plans so fast with his army and officer too, and the Austrians are surprised because, again, as I said in the other video, the problem of the Austrians, especially Wurmser and others, is that not they were bad, it's that they didn't expect to be against someone so good. They knew Napoleon was a good general, but they still didn't get that he was the greatest general, at least of his style. And in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, in the world of history. So they aren't ready for him. And as you can see, the speed he gives so much of an advantage. And that's why the attack strategy, the attack doctrine I talked about in the, I think, last video, is something that stayed after. And unfortunately, some people, some generals in the later areas didn't understand that there is something called context, and that what he did worked because he was Napoleon, that his army was reformed in a certain way, and that it was another era of history and technology was different. But, so you can't copy without any context and accept good results. Shout out to the generals of World War One that sent their troops to the Grand Meat for nothing.
The arrival of the French sparks chaos and confusion. The Austrian escape route is immediately jammed with fleeing troops, wagons and guns. The French round up around 3,000 prisoners, alongside 25 guns and 7 standards. Napoleon had thought that he faced the whole Austrian army around Trento, but now, speaking with prisoners and locals, he learns that Wurmser and half his army have set off down the Brenta Valley.
So, his intelligence is so good, he knows where they are, he knows that the main army is there and going, and where they are going already.
Destination unknown. With typical speed and decisiveness, Napoleon tears up the plan to join Moreau at Innsbruck and orders a pursuit. If he can catch and destroy Wurmser before he reaches safety, the war in Italy will be won.
Already anticipated.
When Wurmser receives news of the fiasco at Caliano, his troops are already strung out along the Brenta Valley, with his vanguard approaching Vicenza. There is nothing to gain by turning back.
Was like below here.
He orders Davidovich to hold the passes north, assuming they are Napoleon's objective, and pushes on to Mantua. But Napoleon is not going north. He orders Vaubois to pursue Davidovich and keep him blocked in, while Augereau's division leads the rest of the army down the narrow, funnel-like Brenta Valley in pursuit of the Austrians.
Out-of-date intelligence.
The army of Italy is brimming with confidence and momentum, and marches much faster than the Austrians.
Oh yeah.
A small force at Levico offers token resistance before it's bundled down the Brenta Valley. The next day, French light infantry rout a 3,000-strong Austrian rearguard at Primulano, taking most of them prisoner. Wurmser decides to make another stand at Bassano, where the valley opens into flat plains. With Colonel Lannes leading the charge, the Austrians are driven back, then chased into town by Murat's cavalry. Amid panic, chaos and blocked roads, the French take another 2,000 prisoners, including an Austrian general and 30 guns. Wurmser is in disarray, down to 12,000 men, outnumbered 2-1, with part of his force retreating in the wrong direction towards Trieste. His only hope is to reach Mantua. The two armies are in a foot race, but for the first time in the campaign, Austrian soldiers outmarch their exhausted French counterparts. Wurmser leaves a small garrison at the fortress of Legnago to slow Augereau's pursuit. Forging ahead, Massena manages to block the Austrians' path at Cherea. But General Ott makes a determined attack and clears the road, taking 700 French prisoners and 7 guns. It is a rare defeat for Massena.
I mean, his troops for this achievement, they were probably so tired and not ready at all to fight, because you see they even went past the enemies. Well, they started here, all the Napoleon corps started here, and then they did all of the path, and then he went before. So yeah, that's I would not blame him too much. But said Wurmser, see, he's good. He's good for a general, for one of the first generals fighting Napoleon. He's very good. He gets Napoleon. He gets obliterated by Napoleon many exploits, but he did resist much more than another general would have done. And you see here, at the end of the day, he doesn't give up, despite all his losses. He still saves his army, and then will he reach Mantua? We'll discover now. But if he can bypass these or defeat them and go to Mantua, to the rescue of Mantua, that's pretty well done job if he does.
With the help of a local informant, Wurmser then finds an intact, unguarded bridge across the Tione River and reaches the outskirts of Mantua on the 13th of September.
Well played to Wurmser.
His army has been saved from destruction by the skin of its teeth.
It's not saved yet. Soldier could fail to admire the gallant old Wurmser, never depressed by defeat, who, having been hunted from Banta to Mantua, now stood in front of the garrison. I'm not so fast. Determined to cut his way back. Colonel Ramsay Weston Phillips, British military history. Yeah, he never gives up.
Napoleon has failed to prevent Wurmser reaching Mantua.
Yeah, but he's trapped now.
But he knows that if he can bottle him up inside the city, it will put intolerable strain on its supplies. For that reason, Wurmser wants to keep his army outside the city walls, free to maneuver, and, crucially, forage for supplies in the surrounding country.
Not dumb.
The next morning, as Augereau accepts the surrender of the Austrian garrison at Legnago, Massena tries a surprise attack at Due Castelli. But it's overambitious. His men have not had time to recover from their long march, and the Austrians fight bravely.
Maybe Massena became a bit too cocky, because he was known as the spoiled child of victory. L'enfant gâté de la victoire. But no, you can't do miracles. You are very good, Massena, but don't be too cocky. Don't underestimate your opponent.
The following day, Napoleon launches a much larger, coordinated attack. Sauge's division advances on the right. His troops are soon in heavy fighting with Ott's brigade around the Villa La Favorita. Augereau's division, under temporary command of General Bonn, advances along the Mincio River, trying to turn the Austrian right flank. When Wurmser sends reserves from his centre to strengthen both flanks, Massena's concealed division launches its attack. Victor and Rampont lead the way with their veteran demi-brigades.
But just to have, it's this tactic. I have a déjà vu feeling. This tactic remind me of a battle. I don't remember it was like Belisarius, a Roman general that did it or something. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was Belisarius. Yeah, he did something like Napoleon did. Like you, or I confused with someone else. But yeah, I know that was a non-general that did this strategy where you let your enemy spend all their reserves on the side, and then on one or several points, and then you put all your people, including reserve, in another spot to break the enemy defense line. It reminds me of someone, but I don't have a name like that. If you have a name, a battle, and a general that did it, remind me it, in the comments, so I know.
Austrian cavalry hurl themselves at the French, but are beaten off. Heavy fighting rages on the outskirts of Mantua for much of the afternoon. Finally, Wurmser's centre begins to crumble, and the French take San Giorgio.
But Napoleon probably did. Napoleon was a very good. He was a big student of history. He was fan of Caesar, Alexander, and other general figures, military leader figures. So he knew about military strategy of the past. So he got inspired by the battle that I can't remember.
Much of the Austrian right wing is cut off. Many are forced to surrender, while others flee into the lake.
Destruction.
With the Austrian line shattered, Wurmser orders his men to fall back to the safety of Mantua's citadel. The troops that were to have rescued Mantua are now trapped alongside its garrison. By early October, the French have cut off the city and resumed their siege. Conditions inside Mantua deteriorate. Rapid nutrition kill on average nearly 100 Austrian soldiers every day for 6 weeks. Civilians are reduced to eating rats and horses. Napoleon, meanwhile, returns to Milan, sending his aide-de-camp, Major Marmont, to Paris to present 22 captured Austrian standards to the Directory. But elsewhere, the war has not been going so well for France. Archduke Charles, younger brother of the Emperor Francis, has defeated General Jourdan's army twice in 2 weeks. It and General Moreau's army of the Rhine are forced to retreat back to the frontier. These setbacks mean Napoleon will get very few of the reinforcements he's so urgently requested. He and his men are exhausted. Many of them are sick. They must contain an enormous and increasingly desperate garrison in Mantua, with the certain knowledge that the Austrians will try again soon to save the city.
Very precarious
And
situation.
there are diplomatic concerns which also trouble Napoleon. In Rome, the Pope stirs animosity against the French, citing their treatment of the Catholic Church in the territories they had.
It's what I said earlier within France, but as you can guess, it wasn't much better in the occupied territories, especially here we are in Italy, and Italy was also very Catholic, probably even more than France, and they didn't like it much that the French army of the French Republic did occupy them, especially the most religious people and the people from the clergy. So yeah, that makes sense that the Pope didn't like the new regime and Napoleon.
Minister.
Although Napoleon wasn't as radical against Catholicism as the average Republican.
These now include the Cispadane Republic, formed in part from the
He wasn't anti-Catholic, Napoleon.
Duchy of Modena, which Napoleon has abolished for colluding with the enemy. There is also the lingering threat that Naples...
Just abolishing states like that is already very powerful, Napoleon.
...may rejoin the war at a critical moment to stab him in the back. So, to secure his southern flank, Napoleon concludes a comprehensive peace treaty with Naples without bothering to consult the Directory.
Guys, he annexes territories. He signs peace deals with foreign states that is already right here. Right here. You can see.
It's actions like this that feed the whispers in Paris. This popular young general's ambition seems limitless. Might he not one day prove a dangerous political player?
Not at all.
But such talk will be moot if Napoleon fails in Italy. That autumn, as Austrian troops march once more to the relief of Mantua, he will face his most skilled opponent yet, Feldzugmeister Joseph Alvinci, the first man to defeat Napoleon Bonaparte in battle.
You know, sometimes there is context, and I know a bit about Napoleon history, French history, but yeah, I'm not an expert, I'm not in all the details. So I can't say, but from what I know, I don't think he's better than Wurmser, or maybe, or not that much better. He's not as presented so good. You will see in the next video. I mean, I don't know if I do a Napoleon reaction in the next video, but in the next episode of Napoleon series that I will publish, we will see that yes, he isn't bad, but you will see that it's circumstances that made him win one battle, and I won't spoil the rest, but yeah, he isn't as they hype him a bit much. I think Wurmser is underrated, and this guy, at least in the Epic History TV series, at least now he's overhyped. But we will see it in the next Napoleon video.
A big thank you to PMF Productions for their help.
That's the end. Yes, thank you to PMF Productions and to Epic History TV. I will put the link of the video done in the description of the original video, so you can watch it without my comment. You can subscribe to their channel and like their video. They really deserve it. Their content is very good. And so that's the end of the video. I was, as always, happy to react to Napoleon 1. If you liked the video, that you learn a few things that from the video, and also I provide a bit of insight, so you can like the video, as I said, subscribe. You can also I saw someone one of my videos that put a comment recommending Napoleon videos from another channel. So if you don't hesitate to recommend me a video. So about Napoleon, it's not sure that I will react to them and upload the videos, because this Napoleon series is already very long. It's like 43 episodes. So I don't know if I will do other stuff, or at least, or maybe from the channel that does oversimplified, maybe oversimplified ones, maybe I will do sometime. But yeah, don't recommend me Napoleon videos for now, because yeah, I have a lot in stock yet for this series. But you can recommend me other historical videos that you would like me to react, or non-historical videos, and I might react. I will see. So yeah, don't hesitate. You can like, as I said, subscribe to me and to Epic History TV. PMF Productions, I think they have a channel, so don't hesitate to check out their content too. And there, it was a zombie pleasure as always. Hope you are doing good, and as always, see you next time.